people I've spoken to, economists I've spoken to, were concerned about a second wave of bankruptcies in 2021. And I don't know if you think that's going to happen. Where do you stand on this discussion? Because like you said, where I live, we're back in lockdown, and small businesses, I don't know. I haven't spoken to a lot of small business owners myself, but I don't know if they can sustain themselves after a second round of lockdown. The first round was bad enough last year. What's going to happen now, Gerald?
Where are they going to get the money from? Oh, the government's going to give you some peanuts here. Yeah, go on. No, this is on the bank. Well, look, it's in our Trends Journal. We just wrote about the bankruptcies. Now you're going to start seeing really starting piling up now, because a lot of people borrowed money. A lot of the companies, the borrowing binge it's beyond the belief. And again, it all ties in together. What's only holding this together are the governments, the central banks and the governments pumping in all this monetary methadone into the system to keep it artificially drugged up. Period, paragraph. Look at the United States. What, another $3 trillion now? Biden's coming in. More cheap money. I can't figure out why Bitcoin's going up so high. Don't understand why gold prices are still so high. Why silver is going up. Can't figure it out. Yeah, you really got to be stupid not to see it. Everybody that's investing in these things knows that what they're doing. And by the way, there's an end game to this. And the way we see it is they're going to start doing away with all the currencies and coming up with new names for them, and they're all going to be digital. They're going to be digital. We're getting rid of them dirty dollars. You don't want to touch that crap. Oh, you're going to get the virus if you touch that dirty money. It's only been around forever. So we're going digital. Now they'll know every penny that you spent, where you spent it, who you gave it, on and on and on. Do you think any of these people, these politicians that are closing down every place, give a damn about the people that are losing their jobs when they don't have to worry about anything because they steal our money in the name of taxes and they get their benefits, they get their money coming in, they have their health care, they got their pensions. So they're going to go digital.
You raised an interesting point while we were talking offline, and the politicians have closed down small businesses but left Costco, Walmart, and the box stores open, well, with certain restrictions. Why do you think they've done that? I mean, I don't know if there must be some sort of scientific reason as to why smaller businesses are closed down, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, they've provided all the science that we could never, ever see. Everything they're doing, again, we put out a magazine. It's usually around 90 to 100 pages a week. No ads, only facts. I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate at 26 years old. It was the worst job I ever had, to watch grown men grovel to suck their way up to the top. Do you know who these slimy little boys and girls are? They're the people you hated in high school and college that wanted to be class president or the head of the student council. They're moron, little, imbecile, arrogant people. They don't know anything. And why they let the bigs go? Did you ever hear of a thing called campaign contributions? That's what morons and imbeciles call it. It's called bribes and payoffs. The bigs could get anything. Hey, the big banks, they're too big to fail. You could go screw yourself. Oh, and they're too big to jail. But listen, if you break that curfew, the commie COVID cops are going to come out and get you. Hey, but how about that JP Morgan Chase gang? You know, the ones that rigged the precious metals market and just got fined $900 million for. They screwed how many people that invested in this? They could get away with it. They don't have to. But we the little people of Slavelandia, we get fined to the hardest degree of the law. That's why the bigs are allowed to do anything, because we've been sold out. What is going on now, again, we only put the facts in the magazine. Not one scintilla of scientific evidence for them to be doing what they're doing. And these stupid masks that everybody wears, anybody could read the box. These masks do not eliminate exposure to any risk of any disease or infection. All right? So what they're doing, oh, hey, I'm in Italy. You have to be 1 meter apart. Well, I'm in France. You have to be 1.3 meters apart. I am in the United States. You must be 6 feet apart. Hey, the wind's blowing everywhere when you're outside. Oh, and when you sit down in a restaurant, when they allow you to open, you're allowed to eat without a mask on. But when you stand up, you must put that mask on. How about go screw yourself? These are the same imbeciles that had me as a kid hiding under a desk in case an atom bomb went off. Like that was going to save my life.
Yeah.
The streets are empty. Businesses are dead. There's going to be a fake bounce back around probably spring.
Let's talk about this bounce back. You wrote about this in the Trends Journal. I'm just going to quote your report here. Yes, there will be an economic bounce back, but it will be a sharp move upward, followed by a long-term downturn as the greatest depression spreads across the globe.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to dump money in and things are going to come back. They're going to start easing these things up. And again, it's everything about you got to get vaccinated. They're drug dealers, all right? You got to get vaccinated. Hey, my drug's okay. Take my drug. Anyway, that's going to be the line. And it is the line. And we write about that, actually, quoting everybody from the auto industry to the travel industry, one after another. Oh, when the vaccine comes, everything's... So it's going to come back, but there's not going to be new jobs. They're not going to be... what they're going to be doing is they're going to be replacing older jobs, the jobs that have been lost. New ones won't be coming in. Mm-hmm. So it's going to look like a bounce back. Yeah, it's going to come back, but it's artificial. What's been destroyed has been destroyed. The people that have been out of business, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. What are they saying? Yelp, 60% of the restaurants aren't going to open. I was just reading from out of, I think it was Ontario. They said that 114,000 businesses have already gone out. And then again, you look at who's dying, why, and where. And these are the facts. The recovery rate is only 99.7%. Between people 1 to 20 years old, it's only 99.997%. In Canada, I'm not making these numbers up, they're from the government. 70% of the people that have died are from nursing homes. In the UK, 388 people that have died from this are under the age of 60. I'm telling you, there's going to be a fake recovery. It's going to be the Biden bounce. It's going to look great, but it's going to go down big time.
Don't you think that as an investor now would probably be a good time to be investing? Because like you said, we're at a pretty bad place already. Any bounce back from here will look good on paper, but it might also just look good for your bank account, right? If you're an investor, you're buying in at the sort of the lows in terms of an economic condition, and it can only go up from here, right?
Well, yes and no, because when you're looking at the equity markets in the United States, your PE ratio is over 22. And, you know, the average is what, around 16 something and 17. So they're way overpriced. That's why you're seeing a lot of money, by the way, now going into the emerging markets. The gamblers are going there.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be it's going to be a dreadful winter for the economy. So the gamblers are going into the emerging markets. They'll still keep. I believe that we're going to see a sharp bear market in the United States. It's going to happen.
Yeah, sharp bear market in the United States. So why are people going overseas then to the emerging markets?
Well, your PE ratios are a lot lower.
Yeah.
And they borrow money in dollars. So now the dollar's going down. So the money's cheaper for them. So the gambling game is going over there for a while. Long term, we're looking at gold this year to break over 2,100. And we're looking for silver to break well over $50 an ounce. Last week's Trends Journal, on January 5th, we said that there would be a sharp correction in Bitcoin coming up. And just 3 days later, 4 days later, it corrected 10%.
Right.
So they're overvalued right now. But where is it going to go and how high it's going to go is anyone's guess as I see it. Because the world knows, the people that are tuned into what's going on knows that they're just pumping in this artificial money backed by nothing and printed on nothing in country after country.
Yeah.